Say hi. Say hello, YouTube. Yeah? This is my girl. And I know she wants to leave, so I'm going to let her leave. Hello, BookTube. I am back in my chaotic little book corner. I am Acacia, and I am excited because today I'm going to do another tag begun by Lauren, and I'm going to do my Bookish Beginnings tag. And if you hear laughter in the background or anything like that, it's my mom and my sister downstairs, and I think they're watching CSI. That shouldn't render laughter, but they're a weird pair. So today we're going to do our Bookish Beginnings tag, and I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to start with tell us the question number 1, and that doesn't make sense, but I'm going to start with question number 1. Tell us what you loved to read as a child. I didn't learn to read until 3rd, maybe 4th grade. Before I knew how to read, I wanted to know how to read. So my mother would always give me money to go to the Scholastic Book Fair at our elementary school, and I'd go in and I'd buy I'd buy the Boxcar Children all the time. Loved them. Or not My Little Pony, the Pony Club, or whatever. I'd bring them home, and I couldn't read them. I had no idea what they said. So I would take my younger sister, and I'd sit her down, and I would pretend to read to her. I would pretend that I knew what it said, and I'd make up some story. And then when I learned how to read, I got really into Dear America. And let's see, I got into Dear America, American Girls. I had all the Kirsten books because my cousin had the Kirsten doll, so I wanted to be cool like her. So I got, a hand-me-down. I got her Kirsten doll for Christmas one year and read all the books because I wanted to be cool like my cousin. And then as I got older, I got into, I think by the age of like 10 or 11, it was A Series of Unfortunate Events, and that was my obsession for a while. The last day of school, every year, my mother would take me and my sister to the bookstore, and we were allowed to pick out like 4 books for the summer or something, but like 2 of them had to be school related. I didn't care, I was getting books, and I'd always pick up at least one of the Series of Unfortunate Events books and read it. And it usually took me about 6 months to read those 100 pages by myself, which I was fine with because it meant I was doing it. So that was probably where I began, was a little bit of historical history and kind of morbid darkness. Hasn't changed much. Number 2, what was your first adult fiction you tried to read? I tried to read a lot of adult fiction as a child. If I could get my hands on it, I tried. I tried to read, oh man, I read all the Ellen Hopkins books for like poetry and stuff. But that's not an adult, that's young adult. My first adult fiction that I attempted was Pride and Prejudice, and I failed terribly. Yeah, I did not do well with that, and that discouraged me for a little bit, but I jumped right back on. Number 3, the first classic book that you chose to pick up and read, and that would be, I think this would be it. That would be The Color Purple. And I enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it. I haven't reread it since, but this was what I always had in my car for the longest time. For any time I just felt like I needed to read but didn't have a book. So I've read this a couple of times in some weird sporadic things. I think the other one that I really loved around the same time would be this one. And this was actually one that a family member left at our summer house, and it's 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger. And I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it was. I just really loved the final story, Teddy, which is depressing and awful, and I should never have read it at that age, but I did. And I thought it was really amazing. I was a warped child, apparently. Number 4, tell us about the book that made you realize your favorite genres and writing style. I don't really think I have... I think I have favorite... I like reading books about mental illness and health. It took me forever to get into fantasy. Fantasy stressed me out for the longest time because I couldn't do anything to control what was happening in the fantasy books. As weird as that sounds, it stressed me out so bad. And also my sister was really into fantasy, so I felt like I was supposed to be different because she and I are ridiculous like that. I think the first book that I really read that kind of sent me in a direction was Speak. And, I mean, I've marked this book all up. And, sadly, this book was very, familiar to me at a very young age. So, that was probably where I first started realizing what the way I figured out what genres and writing styles I liked was I liked to be able to relate to the characters. So I picked up a lot of books that felt home-ish, or like I'd been there and I'd felt that way before. So like I felt like I could relate. The relatable stories were really where I went with that. Writing style really didn't matter, and genre didn't really matter as long as the plot line felt familiar. As long as I could kind of feel out what was happening, I felt pretty good about it. Number 5, first literacy book prize winner you read. And she said that she wanted this to be one that you saw that there was a literacy prize and you picked it up and you were like, yes, I'm going to read this because it has a prize on it. I have none of those. I have never picked up paper cut. I have never picked up a book based on a prize. Ever. I probably should have. I've picked it up based on mentions from other authors. I've picked it up based on recommendations. I've picked it up based on cover. I've picked it up based on author, but never, ever a prize. I don't think I've ever... Yeah, no, nothing... No, I've never based it on a prize. And maybe I should start doing that? I don't know. I guess technically you could say that I picked up the book. Even that I didn't really pick up for the prize. I knew it said that it had won the Man Booker Prize, and I thought that that was like a plus, but it wasn't actually the reason I picked it up. So I don't think I've ever picked up a book for the prize title. Number 6, what is the first piece of translated fiction you have or want to read? I haven't read any translated fiction that I'm aware of. I might have in the past and not know it. I don't think I have. But the first piece I know I want to try is The Faster I Walk, the Shorter I Am. Thank you, Jen Campbell. Number 7, tell us about why you started BookTube and what it was like to film and upload. Oh boy. I will link down below my BookTube Newbie tag, which kind of talks a little more in depth about why I'm here. And I would definitely say that I'm here to kind of start the conversation and to lessen the stigma about mental illness, but also to find a community and feel like I fit somewhere, and to find a place that felt like a home. with friends and people that were on the same level of book love as me. How did it feel to upload? Even now, I'm terrified every video I upload that it's not going to be enough, it's too short, it's too long, it's too dull, it's too silly. I don't really know how to edit right now, so my videos are literally one take, but I do like 50 takes. It takes about 4 hours for me to film because I start over so many times. And I'm kind of a perfectionist. I'm not really, but I am in a weird way. It's strange. But it's terrifying. Every time I pick up this camera and I film and I post, it's horrifying. I get terrified and I get nervous. And I get really nervous. But I keep doing it because I'm enjoying it and because I feel like it's a good place for me, and because right now I'm unemployed, and I don't want to say it's something to do because that sounds so cheesy, but if I was going to have the time to put energy into a channel and to make something for you and for me to feel proud of, it would be now, when I have the time and the lack of equipment, but still I have the time and the motivation and the excitement. And that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I'm doing it now, and it still scares me, and I'm still scared every time I do it, and I don't know if maybe I'm the only one who feels that. Comment down below if you're still a little nervous every once in a while when you post a video. I would love to get some feedback on that, because maybe I'm completely crazy. Certifiably I am, but I mean, I might be crazy in other ways. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for watching my Bookish Beginnings tag. My name is Acacia. Please like this video, subscribe to this chaotic little book corner, and join my family. It's small, but we're growing, and I hope to see you all in the comments below to continue a conversation. Bye!